this, I need to ask myself, how honest do I want to be? Like, do I want to admit that I've been streaming for the last 10 minutes without realizing that I didn't click the start button? Or do I actually just want to pretend that I was late? Like, which one do you guys think? It's less embarrassing? I was late. Yeah, I'm sorry, Chad. I'm sorry. I just forgot to start streaming. I was downstairs handling the baby, and yeah, I definitely wasn't streaming for the last 10 minutes talking to myself. Right. I want to talk about the UK, and they're going through like the world's most obvious manufactured moral panic. Like, I've never seen anything like it. Usually other governments at least have some common sense. In like they're first waiting for a tragedy to happen. Like let's say, hello Aiden. Let's say you're a government that wants to ban guns, right? Let's say you're Canada, let's say you're Australia, let's say you're New Zealand. And you really want to take away the guns from the people. Because, like, why should people have guns? Like, people are dumb, disgusting, right? Like, the politicians are enlightened, better than everyone. So, like, the politicians should have guns with their security details. But like, why does Mother Teresa need the gun, right? Like, that makes no sense. And so how do they do it? Well, they wait for an event. Like, they wait for the tragedy. Because when you have a population of tens of millions of people, it's a statistical probability that at some point a tragedy will happen. And then you fearmonger, and it's like, do you see what happens? It's because you guys have guns. It's because, yeah, we're going to take it away from you, take it away. You don't deserve it, you don't deserve it. You only have what we allow. And so that's pretty much how normal nations do it. But then you have Britain, which apparently fabricates a fictional movie. And then it's like, oh, dangerous, the internet. We need to crack down. We need to look into your phones. Because look what happened in that fictional movie. It's fucking insane, dude. Like, Jesus Christ. Jacob Andrews says it's okay for me to be late. Yes, to be late. And 1 time subscribe. Let me see if I can find the actual article. Because I closed it in my panic. Realizing that I'm a little bit late. And the interesting thing about the movie is that it's not even that popular outside of Britain. The only reason it's popular is because people talk about it in the news. Like I didn't even know that this movie exists until Keir Starmer brought it up. So weird. Give me just 1 second to find the name of it. And it's also such a fucking grift when you think about it, right? Like, you have a private company making a movie. And then the government is going to buy that movie to put it in schools and put it everywhere, right? And make you famous. Like, how is that a free market? You know, like, using taxpayer money. Like, if the movie is so great, like, let's talk about Lord of the Rings, Return of the King, yeah? Like, that was a great movie. You don't need the government to put it in school. Like, people just watch it because word of mouth. But now it's like the government and the press. It's like, adolescence, the movie. Oh my goodness, isn't it terrifying? I'm Keir Starmer. I'm not afraid of anything. But like, this movie, I was watching it with my family. Like, let's assume that the same argument would have been made, I don't know, by Tommy Robinson or by Nigel Farage, right? Like a person that goes against Keir Starmer's political view. And they would say, it's like, oh, we need to do more because I watched this TV show and it shows a Muslim terrorist. And because of that TV show, like, we need to crack down. Like, just the thought that, like, that's the argument, right? Like, you're not talking about the real event. You're like, basing it off a work of fiction. It's just fucking mind-boggling. Apparently, another nation cocked right now. due to America's tariffs. The European Union doesn't want to put tariffs, and I'm like, oh my goodness, really? Like this? How is this a shock? Hold on. Adolescents reveal terrifying truth. There we go. Found the article. The only way it's a shock is if you're in the media. Like, I noticed the mainstream media now, it's like the modern philosophers, right? That they're always having like the chorus of unity. Like, they're all talking about the exact same talking points, almost like it's a PR company behind them. But the interesting thing about it is that when they're talking about America now, they're talking about like two people. They're talking about Trump or Elon Musk. That they're not realizing that it's actually a nation. It's not just like Trump won the elections. Like his party won the White House, the Senate, the House, and they have the Supreme Court and the popular vote, right? So like when you're talking geopolitics, they're talking as if it's Trump from Mar-a-Lago that just woke up one morning and said, yeah, I'm going to tariff. And then, you know, like people go like, ah, nah, we're going to do something else, and Trump is BTFO'd. It's like, no, this is the wrong way of thinking. I assume, and I think like usually when I assume these things, I'm right. But like America actually has a team of experts and specialists and strategists and sociologists in the administration. Well, like it actually has a team of people. And if you're going to say, all right, we're going to tariff the EU, well, the next line of reasoning is going to be like, all right, well, if we are the EU and we are getting tariffed, what can we possibly do? And they would probably come up with like A, B, C solution. And they would be like, okay, well, if they do A, we do B. If they do B, we do C. Right? And they're basically like predicting shit. Like, isn't this normal? Like, isn't this how like world politics work? Or is it like a nation of over 350 million people just has like one guy that one morning wakes up and says, yeah, I'm going to put some tariffs. And then other nations go like, oh, we're going to tariff you back. And the guy goes, oh my goodness, I never predicted this. How did this happen? My entire plan is in ruins. Say, usually the person initiating gets to choose the battle, right? And the person choosing the battle, they also look at the advantages and the disadvantages. Like, what are the risks? What is considered acceptable? What is considered unacceptable? The social scientists advise the oligarchy. Well, yeah, but like there may be like this. So usually you put the cart in front of the horse in this situation. It's like the oligarchy only cares about the social scientists that they agree with. But like surely there must be other social scientists that would sponsor Trump's administration or advise Trump's administration, right? Anyway, it's just like the way they're thinking is baffling. Because again, like I don't understand how they're making the claim, yeah, it's like Trump put tariffs. No, like Trump didn't put tariffs. The United States put tariffs. The United States is not just Trump. Like there's an entire group of people. It's the entire Republican Party. It's fucking insane. Anyway, thank you for the super chat, SRC Baker. I see why we're talking about the issue on Airstrip 1 that has been brought to have, you have to the church, my son. We'll talk about it in a bit. Hold on, I'm genuinely like tired for some fucking reason. I don't know why. I think I'm having like vitamin D deficiency. Need to get out into the sun more. So I see what we are talking about, the issue on Airstrip 1 that has brought you have to the church. Oh, okay, so your super chat is written without proper grammar. Because I was like thinking like, what, am I not reading this correctly? Like, am I not understanding what is going on? Apparently people just figured out that I'm Romanian. Salute. Yeah, I've been having this channel for a while. Like when I started, there weren't that many Romanians on the internet, so I decided to have a channel that's international. Anyway, BBC super triggered by Trump. Yeah, again, like I genuinely don't know, like, do they actually think like children, or is it like they know their readers are children and they're like writing stuff for kids? Anyway, right. Look at this shit. Look at this shit. And by the way, like this is a trend in Britain, like only in Britain. Whenever they talk about masculinity, 99% of the time it's a woman doing the talking. Unless it's Andrew Tate, which, again, you know, when Britain sends its people here, they're not saying their best. But like, try to notice this trend, because once you see it, you don't unsee it. Every single fucking time they're talking about masculinity, it's a woman. That, like, nothing wrong with that, but like, imagine if every single time you talk about femininity, it's a man. Right? Like every single time, in every single newspaper, in every single article, whenever someone talks about like how to be a woman and how to be feminine, it would be like a guy like Andrew Tate. Like you'd start to wonder, is it like really? But like, is there like no representative that's a man? And if, by the way, like there is 1% chance that it is a man, it's like one of the most soy-infested faces that you can possibly imagine. Like the worst soy visage. When you close your eyes, it's like the guy working in a cubicle. Like, it's kind of weird because I grew up in the era of Sylvester Stallone and Van Damme and Chuck Norris and Hercules. Like, there used to be, like, actual masculine men. But I noticed that the culture shifted to the point where, like, no, to be masculine means to be to be as non-violent as possible, right? Like, even the concept that a person should be able to defend themselves is, like, already a problem in Britain. And so, the idea that like, going to the gym, like there's actual articles in The Guardian that say that going to the gym is far right. I'm not even kidding. Like, you can look them up, you can Google them. Like, articles like being the gym bro is far right. So like, any type of self-empowerment, right? Like, don't have guns, don't carry any type, like if you have a thief burglaring you, if you have someone breaking into your house and you pick up a knife and stab them, that's on you, right? Like, literally nothing is allowed. And so, the idea is that men should be pacifists, but like, to be a pacifist, it's not what they're saying, because if you're a man and you can't do violence, like you literally can't, that's not a pacifist, that's a harmless person. That is someone harmless. A pacifist is a person that can do violence but chooses not to. So, for instance, a man should actually do violence in certain situations, like someone attacks your family. Like then it's not that violence can happen, it's that it must, right? Like, if you're on the street and someone attacks your children or someone attacks your wife, like you are obligated morally, socially, by any means, you're obligated to go and defend them, right? But like, from the left mindset, the one that's being pushed is like, no, you shouldn't even do that. Like, what you need to do, the only people allowed to do violence are police officers. And even they are not allowed to have a gun in Britain. Like, when I actually heard, like, I still don't know if it's true or not. Because apparently, like, Britain is this place where if you find something out about it, you gotta wonder, this can't be true, right? Like, this is not real. This is a joke. Like, you're making fun of me. Like, literally, everything that's coming out of Britain just baffles my brain. And I'm constantly wondering, like, is this real? Like, can't be fucking real, right? But apparently, like, if you call the cops, they don't have guns. And they need, like, the question is, but, like, what if it's a situation that requires a gun? Like, let's say you have a guy with a knife or some shit. Then they need to go to their car, and they need to phone another cop that brings the gun. It's like, are you fucking kidding me? But, like, what if it's an emergency? Like, what if someone's life is in danger? What? Apparently, they have, like, a different police. Like, they got, like, different police officers that do have guns, but they're, like, a special division or some shit. Hi, V. Hope you're doing well. My view on tariffs are for strategic purpose. That's fine. But if it's lead to a trade war, Trump fucked. I'll talk about tariffs, like, right in a bit. Brought you back to the church, my son. Oh, I see, SRC. All right. know, guys, I didn't understand what you were saying, and I just like read the super chat several times trying to make sense of it. Men should become as dangerous as they say we are. I definitely think that, yeah, like every person should be in good physical shape and be able to defend themselves and others. But anyway, right, so about tariffs. You know, I actually thought about this, American Outlier. I thought about this a lot. And I thought about globalism and all this other shit. But then you realize something really interesting. And you know who opened my eyes? It was Bernie fucking Sanders. Bernie Sanders opened my eyes on politics. Can you imagine that? But he makes sense. It's like, okay, if you, let's say both of us open a company that produces laptops, right? So like you have the American Outlier company, I have the V company. We're both making laptops. And we're making, you know, the similar product. We're using similar technology, and our laptops cost $1,000. And they're both American made. Now, the government comes up, and they're forcing us to have a minimum wage. They're forcing us to have various environmental protections. They're increasing our taxes. They're, you know, constantly intervening. And now our laptops, instead of costing $1,000, they cost $1,500, right? Because of taxes, because of all this other shit. Now I decide to go to China, and I make the same product, the same laptop, again, like same quality to yours, but I make it in China. So what happens is, like, all of a sudden, a lot of Americans lose their jobs because, like, they're not manufactured in America. And on top of that, it also loses American prestige, right? Like, it used to be an American product, now it's made in China. The Chinese government probably steals the tech for it, like they have the IP, whatever. But now I'm making it in China, right? I don't have to pay the minimum wage, at least not the same one that it is in America. I don't have to worry about the same environmental issues. I don't have to worry about the taxes. Like I could go in a region of China that has lower taxation, so on and so forth. Now my laptop, which again is like the same as yours, well, now it costs $800. Your costs $1,500. Now I ask you, do you think the customer gives a shit? Like, do you think when the customer goes into the store that they care? Oh, well, this one is made in America. No, they don't care. Right? In fact, they probably think that your company is shit and is cheating them. Like, they don't understand, like, why is this laptop costing $1,500 and this one is costing $800 if it's so similar? And so, like, this is where the tariffs come in. Because when you add the tariffs, then the guy from China goes like, well, I guess I should go back to America. It's not profitable anymore, right? Like, yeah, sure, his laptop costs $800. But when he sells it in the United States, it's now $1,600. Now, this could actually work if you had like a level playing field. If the world didn't have minimum wages, if the world didn't have environmentalist policies, if the taxes were the same, then yeah, like it would actually work, and you wouldn't need tariffs, and it wouldn't be like. But in the current paradigm, in the current situation, and when you look at, well, actually, countries already tariffs America, like the European Union was tariffing America, right? Canada was tariffing America. And you gotta wonder, why did those tariffs exist to begin with? And so, no, I understand Trump's point of view. Again, I don't think it's Trump's, like him personally. I think it's his administration. But they do have a point. Yeah, like globalism is shit. And it's shit usually for the citizen that wants to have a job growing up, national prestige, IP theft, and finally, it's not fair competition. Global cooperation would be awesome. And usually, like, companies don't care about that. Like, companies just care about profit. Like, companies very rarely have patriotism. Companies, what they care, it's like, okay, I make the same laptop, like literally the same. I make it in the United States for 1,000, or I can make it in China for 700, and then I sell it to America. I mean, they make more money. They make more business. This is no brainer. Like, why on earth would they keep doing it in America if it's disadvantageous? And the interesting thing is that the leftist governments are fucking it up. Alright, Dom. Thank you for liking my videos. I appreciate it. Anyway, let's look at the horse shit. The manure. Look at the manure, chat. Look at the manure. Again, for those of you who don't know, there was a stabbing in Britain. And the whole event is like, would benefit Nigel Farage. Like, the whole event would benefit Tommy Robinson's talking point. Because apparently the stabber, if I'm not mistaken, was an immigrant, person of color. Like, again, if you're a far-right individual, like, that's your jam, you know? Like, that's your fearmonger. But what they did is they took that event, and they used, you know, like the, ooh, look at him. He looks far-right, doesn't he? Oh, he's grinning like a cheeky little shit. Probably has a laptop, and he's communicating with Andrew Tate. Oh, he votes for Nigel Farage. But the whole thing is fiction. The whole thing is fiction. It's a Netflix fictional thing. Keir Starmer, the Prime Minister of Britain, called it a documentary, not once but twice. And now you have like, oh, look at the face of this lady. Is it not the face of concern? Oh, she could be your mother. She could be your mother. Look at you with highlights of concern. And she's writing the articles. Oh, drama highlights how online influencers, which she is not, by the way, right? Like, she's not an online influencer, even though she's online and is trying to influence you. No, and she's paid by The Guardian. No, she's not an online influencer. She's not like the other girls. She's not online influencing. No, it's the Andrew Tate. Like, look at the power that Andrew Tate has, and she is so weak. She has no power. It's time to rethink social media. By the way, Britain, holy fucking shit. Like, this year, do you know they were accused of trying to force Apple to crack down on their encryption? And not to their citizens, no, to the world. Like, Britain wanted, and apparently, like, they have these ways of making demands that aren't public. And so, they make these demands behind closed doors, and it's legal. Like, they have the legal right to ask a company. And I'm like, well, I thought only China does that shit. But no, Britain does it too. And so, like, they can demand a company to do certain things. Like, in this situation, they wanted the British government to have a backdoor into Apple in order to see all of the encrypted communications on the cloud. I want you to understand what they asked for, okay? Like, it's not like, okay, we think this guy did something wrong, so we have a court order from a judge, which they would probably get anyway, because it's Britain, right? But like, no, like, that's still too much. No, like, they want any time, anywhere, to be able to look at the cloud of Apple and just, like, be able to monitor the internet, to rethink social media. So, like, if you're a French citizen, if you're an American citizen, and you use an Apple phone, well, they want to see what's on it. Like, how can they live? How can they British without knowing what's on your phone? So, like, if you have a picture of your ID there, it's theirs. If you have a picture of your mother, it's there. Like, you know? And so, apparently, like, Apple could have done an appeal. Like when that demand, because I don't know exactly what legislation they use, but it's creepy shit, man. And now it's like, oh, they time to rethink social media. Yeah, I think it's time to ban Britain from social media. How about that? Just fucking ban the entire fucking country. If they can be polite enough and tolerant enough to stop fucking with the internet, yeah, I think they should be banned from the internet, unironically. Make your own social media, have your, you know, like do your own firewall of China. Jesus fucking Christ. Am I wrong, chat? If Apple complies, then they should be banned in every non-UK country. I'm so fucking literally like I think if they were to comply with that, the first thing that you would see would be governments banning public officials from having Apple phones. I'm not even kidding. Like, I generally think that would have been the situation. Like, you'd see that at least the United States, at a government scale, like, if you're working for the government, you can't have an Apple phone, period. They already do that with TikTok in certain places. Like, they banned TikTok from being used by public officials in their working capacity. The thing is, the show is actually good, but it has the Starship Trooper Barbie effect. The left doesn't understand that what they've made is a gigantic cell phone. I didn't even watch the film, but I think I should. I don't know. It's so shoved right now, like it's so being pushed by politicians that it feels like a fucking propaganda. Those type of demands the UK tried to force on Apple only works if your market is large enough, which is why Facebook said fuck off to Australia. Well, the reason Facebook said fuck off to Australia is because a lot of people don't understand that social media is not the same across the planet. Like, what I mean by this, a lot of people say that Facebook is for boomers, and a lot of people like Twitter, right? But if you look at a country like Japan, you would notice that Twitter is quite popular, just like in the United States. But then you look at other nations like Romania, and you notice that Facebook is insanely popular, while Twitter is barely used, right? So, like, for instance, in my country, TikTok is insanely popular, Facebook is insanely popular, WhatsApp, Twitter not so much. And so when it comes to Australia, Facebook is popular, especially for the small businesses. So like the entire gig economy and the small businesses, they need Facebook in order to operate. Because if you want to advertise, the best place to advertise is on Facebook. Like, you start a group that talks about the neighborhood, right? Like that, those exist on Facebook. It's like, I got a couple of groups like that about my town. And so, like, if a coffee shop opens in my town, then the best place to advertise is there. Because, like, you're targeting the exact demographic that you're after. And so, if Facebook was to fall, that all those businesses would lose customers. All those businesses would lose revenue. And this is why Australia cocked. Why is the UK government telling me to sign up to Netflix? Well, it's not. It's basically saying that they're going to take this film and push it into schools. And they're going to treat it as gospel. I wish Australia didn't exist. It sucks here. Dude, I generally hear like horror stories of Australia, especially about the wildlife there. But I gotta say, you know, I changed my mind about a lot of nations on Earth during the pandemic. And the reason for it is that during the pandemic, you could really see which government went full fascist and the absolute sheer hatred that people had against each other, right? Like the vaccinated and the unvaccinated. And I gotta say, like, some of the worst nations on planet Earth during the pandemic were Australia and the United Kingdom. And then Germany would come as a number 3. Italy was getting close to a number 4, right? I don't know about China, because it's difficult to tell like what was real and what was propaganda. Because like I noticed a couple of videos that were showing like China is burning people alive and shit, and then you realize, oh wait, they're fake. So you don't really know. But like the UK with like tier 75 lockdown, Australia, like what Australia did is unthinkable for any democratic country. Like they basically prevented unvaccinated members of the parliament from going in the building. And I'm like, well, hold on a little bit. Like, let's say I'm a vaccinated person, right? Like, let's assume that I did take the Pfizer community. And I'm being represented by a politician that didn't take it. By not allowing that politician to get into parliament, you're robbing me of my democracy, and I didn't do anything. Like, I did get the vaccine, right? Like, I'm a good little boy. I'm a good little soldier. I did what you asked, right? I got myself with the Pfizer communion. But why aren't you letting the guy that I voted in office to go to be able to represent me? Like, that's insane. That's levels of bonkers. Um, and then Germany did some really nasty shit. Like, for instance, their Minister of Health, from what I could tell, like, please correct me if I'm wrong, but like, from what I could tell, their Minister of Health had more rights and more privileges and powers than Hitler did when he took over. Like, in the beginning of Germany, when Hitler took over, he actually had less powers than the Ministry of Health. It was fucking insane. I forgot which country said this, but like, there was another country which also made like the Hellführer. Like, that's how I even nicknamed him, the Hellführer. And the Hellführer could only be taken down by a vote from the parliament. So like, it needed, I think, like a majority of vote from the parliament in order to justify the Hellführer stepping down and relinquishing his powers. But at the same time, the Hellführer could prevent the parliament from convening because he could say, you're not allowed to have more than 10 people in a room. And so, like, they would not be able to convene anywhere legally in order to vote the guy out of office, because, like, you can't vote him off on a Zoom call. It's just like, dude, like some of the most mentally unhinged things that you can possibly think of. From my custom ChatGPT persona, Quinn, Pfizer comedian, that's peak Gen X dark humor, and I absolutely love you for coning that. Like, did you save that? Did you write it somewhere just for this occasion? Because like, it's true though. Like, the reason I called it Pfizer comedian is because of the massive censorship. Like, I've never seen so much censorship on the internet ever. I think like that's peak humankind censorship outside of like dictatorial regimes. But like, you had to make up words like the Pfizer comedian, the coof. Like, there was a time if you said COVID, you'd get demonetized on YouTube. So like, people started saying the super flu, the sniffles, the coof. And then the vaccine, you would say like the Pfizer comedian, the Fauci ouchie. Like, fucking insane. It's not like a dad joke. It's just what you needed to do in order to get past the censorship. Yeah, it's like your naughty school children. You couldn't have like a normal conversation with anyone on the internet. I remember like going to a store and just talking to the cashier, and I would ask them and say, "Well, what do you think about the COVID? Like, what do you think about this and that?" And they would just tell me, what they thought, and I realized, well, if I was to upload this on the internet, if I was to live stream this, like, every single sentence the guy said would be a terms of service violation. And he didn't even say, like, batshit crazy things, but it was, like, anything. Anything that went against the narrative would either suppress your video, demonetize it, or get you banned. Speaking of the Fauci ouchie, I just want to play something. I think like this has to go down in history, right? Like this would be a crime against humanity if it ever gets lost. Yeah, like every now and then they send rockets into space and they load it with like various stuff just in case aliens find it, right? Like they will put their like Beethoven, a couple of Shakespeare plays. I think this should be included. I think if they ever send like something like that, like an Earth capsule in space, they need to include this. Dr. Fauci, give us vaccines. Help all the people who have been quarantined. Hold on. No. This is not good. Like you guys are not going to appreciate the entire cringe because that one actually has a song to it.
Dr. Fauci, give us vaccines. Help all the people who have been quarantined.
Does it sound better? But okay, I think I found it. I think I found the actual one without song, right? Because like the song makes it less cringe, and I don't want to rob it of the original way it was played.
The vaccine at the Dome Arena in Henrietta, you'll likely receive a sticker made by Zachary Mugavero of Geneseo. Zachary is on the autism spectrum, and he has long-term...
You can't make this up, by the way. Like again, you're going to show this to your children, right? No, like there will be a time when your kids, learn about the Great Plague, they learn about the Black Death, the Spanish flu, and they're going to learn about COVID. And unlike the Spanish flu and the Black Death, we actually have video footage. You can go online and you're going to show this to your kid. It's like, yeah, this guy with autism came, yeah.
Heads for his amazing talents. Tonight, he delivered a knockout performance.
Like watching the news, like the news that was released 3 years ago, it gives you such an understanding about the type of people that are journalists, right? Like this is a knockout performance.
You might call April 22nd Zachary Mugavero's encore appearance at the State Vaccine Hub in Henrietta.
So good, they asked for an encore.
Came here twice to get his COVID shots. Then he
should have came 3 times.
He came back with a gift.
Dr. Fauci, give us vaccines.
Dun.
Help all the people who have been quarantined.
Bum.
Not only did Zachary write a song about the COVID-19 vaccine, he drew a poster urging others to get the shot too.
I just want to take it in. Doesn't this look like? Please correct me if I'm wrong. Doesn't it look like Christian? Like people familiar with Christian's art. What do we got? We got a vampire. We got the Easter bunny. It's everyone. We got ZNA. We got Pepe the Frog. Is that Barney the dinosaur? The dimensions are merging. Yeah, no, I think like the guy getting vaccinated is unironically the way Christian draws. You can't unsee it. I do have to say, like, I would hire the guy to write letters. There's actually an art, like I was actually mind baffled when I found out that like artists that can draw really good, they can't do cool letters. Like they can't make the font and shit. And then you find out, well, it's actually a different profession, the people that do the letters. Okay. I would hire him, like he does amazing letters, but I still think Christian is better. I think Christian is better at drawing than 17-year-old Zachary.
It really is an honor to have you join us, Zach.
An honor? Holy shit. Like no, seriously. Like the way they were behaving is just baffling. Like it's almost like he's a Nobel Prize winner or something, It's almost like he managed to create such an accomplishment, like being the world's most richest man. I noticed this with America. Like if the person is under 18, and even if they're over 16, right? Like if they're 17 years and 11 months, then they're above any type of criticism. Like you can't say shit about them, but they can lecture, preach, moralize, their opinions go on mainstream media, like all of that is fine, Greta Thunberg level. But the moment you say anything negative, it's like, oh, but they're but a child. It's but a child. It's a little infant. It's like a 5-year-old. I never understood this like mentality when Greta Thunberg was like talking to world leaders and shit. And the moment you'd be like, dude, like she's retired. She's but a child. It's like, dude, when I was her fucking age, if you called me a child, I would throw hands. And secondly, when I was at her fucking age, I was doing mathematical equations with hyper complex numbers, and I was studying quantum physics. I'm not even kidding. Like you don't study like the actual quantum physics, but it was like an introductory thing to it in high school. We had it was like the very basics and notions to understand what quantum is. But like the very idea, like, oh no, these people are above criticism. And you get to notice the moment Greta Thunberg dinged 18, no one fucking cared about her.
And help us end this pandemic.
Right. I no, like this is, dude. This is a Monty Python sketch, right? It's an honor to have you here, 17-year-old Zachary. You're going to help us end the pandemic. Like, who the fuck is he? Is he like a scientist working at Moderna? No. Like, is he wiser than anyone else? Has he published peer-reviewed literatures? Is he famous? You know, does he have like his own Discord server with 50,000 people? No. Then how can he help us end the pandemic? The only person that helped us end the pandemic, unfortunately, and this is true, fact check me on this, was Putin. Right? The moment Putin invaded, all of a sudden all the restrictions around the world fucking dropped simultaneously. I'm just stating facts. It's like it fucking happened. I'm not saying it's a good thing he invaded. I'm just stating like this is what happened. South Korea is over? Goodness gracious.
Let's help end this pandemic by giving out vaccines to everyone.
The New York Department of Health was so moved by Zachary's gesture, they had the poster made into stickers to hand out to people who get vaccinated.
I'm thrilled for him. And, you know, it just...
I am dying to know where the grift was. There must have been a grift. There's no fucking way. Dude, like he wasn't the only one that was like, oh, everyone needs to get vaccinated, right? Like, you would find a chucklehead like that was a dime a fucking dozen. Like, there were people so into this that would take Zachary and put him to shame. Like, there were people that would even say, no, we need to get the army to forcefully vaccinate people. Why did you get one of those? You know, like, why particularly Zachary? Like, out of these tens, if not hundreds of millions of people that were pro-vaccine, why did this guy in particular, like, what exactly did he do? Don't fucking know. But I'm sure there was a grift somewhere. I'm sure, like, there was a campaign, some money was donated, someone got a paycheck over it.
Underscores what kids on the spectrum can do.
I got excited, very excited to see.
I do like how he talks, though. Like, if I had an anime... American Outlier. You got a manga. You want to make it an anime. This guy should dub one of your characters. I don't know who. But, like, you should have a character for him. Like the way he talks, I really like it.
All of this.
As his family was celebrating...
Like, you can have, like, the most boring page in your manga, right? Where nothing fucking happens. It's like a downtime, you know, you just had your cool action. Like the anime girls went in and they swung their swords and then fired the sniper rifle and casted the ocular magic and shit, right? And after that, you gotta take it down a notch. You gotta chill down a little bit, right? Like cool it down with the action. This guy comes in, just normally talks, immediately puts energy into it. Like the way he talks, if he's reading the phone book, it makes you feel the passion. It makes you feel that he's passionate. Like they're like 011, 456, you know, like you can hear it in his voice. Very excited. I would hire the guy. I'm not even fucking joking. Like, for real.
The hub was marking a milestone. In 93 days, it's vaccinated 175,000 people.
Fauci.
Ouchie.
Including Zachary.
Promise us, please. We'll have a cure that can fight off this disease. Restrictions will...
Is he still alive, by the way? Can someone check? Like, there's no way you can sit next to this radioactive level cringe and survive. I'm just saying.
lift with some ease. Dr.
Fauci, don't forget me. Look at, oh my fucking god. Well, you know what? Dr. Fauci, I think Joe Biden didn't forget him. Gave him a pardon, right? If you get a pardon, do you admit that you did it? Is that how it works? I'm lazy. I just call it the pandemic. Oh, did you know that word would get you fucking banned back then? Like, the censorship was so high. They were so fucking afraid of conspiracy theories that it's like, oh, these conspiracy theories, they can destroy the truth. Like the truth is so weak, so fragile. So someone calls it the pandemic, and all of a sudden, all of our mainstream media apparatus, all of our journalists, everyone, you know, like, it just fucking disappears. Humanity deserves extinction for COVID times. I gotta say, my faith in democracy just plummeted. Like, after that, I realized governments can do whatever the fuck they want. Everything we have is because governments allow it. The end. When someone says tariffs will impoverish everyone, I bring up income tax. They can't say it's bad. Dude, the income tax isn't even that bad. The worst thing is the sales tax, right? Like, when you're thinking about just how much the government robs from you, it's fucking insane. I'm not even against taxes. I'm not a libertarian, right? I'm not an ANCAP, sorry. I'm not a fucking ANCAP. I do believe taxes should exist, but, like, think about it this way. You go to work. Your company gets taxed, right? Okay. So the company gets taxed once, then they pay you, you get taxed. Now, when you buy something with the money that you've already been taxed for, that money gets taxed again. And on top of that, you also have to pay like various taxes that are like insurance tax. You got, when you buy something, right? It's the sales tax that I mentioned before, but then you have the income tax. And finally, when you die, like after you pay taxes for everything, when you die, there's an inheritance tax. Like, fuck off. 25% sales tax in some EU countries. Yeah, dude, it's fucking insane. By the way, like, the sales tax isn't the worst problem. The worst problem is that I have to pay health insurance. Like, in Romania, you can't opt out. Like, I just want to opt out. It's like, what health insurance do you want? Nothing. When I get sick, I want to die. You can't do that. You can't fucking do that. Do you know why we have the income tax, by the way? I looked into it, and I was shocked. I was shocked. If I hear another fucking person defend the prohibition, I will spank them. I will spank them, chat. I will bend them over my lap, and I'm going to start spanking them. So, like, apparently, right? The American moral busybodiness brought the income tax to the fucking world. Americans just can't fucking help themselves. They got a moral busybody. Every single fucking time, all the time. And so, they started the alcohol abolitionist movement, because in America, it's like, well, this is harmful. You shouldn't do it. It's like, why though? Like, if it's harmful, why the fuck do you care about me? Maybe I want to harm myself. No, you're not allowed. But like, I want to harm myself. No, you can't. Why? Because I said so. Okay. So they're coming up with like, let's ban alcohol. And the problem with this is that the government goes like, but we're making billions of dollars out of alcohol. Probably not billions, but like at the time. Well, actually, no. Probably it was billions if you adjust for inflation. But the government was like, we're making a lot of money off of alcohol. We can't just ban it. And they're like, no, we need to create a different tax. We're going to make the income tax, and it's going to be temporary. And that's how we're going to deal with alcohol, right? Like, we take the money from the income tax, and it's fine. And the income tax wasn't temporary. The prohibition ended. The booze came back. But the income tax stayed. And it's like, come on. Come the fuck on. No fucking way. Why you do this? Remember in Romania when the healthcare system was down for 30 days and the government refused to give money back for the service that didn't work? I actually don't remember that. But I do remember that it did happen in the United States. During COVID, they shut down the schools. And especially the universities, like that was fun. Universities became the most expensive streaming service on the planet. And you had like school teacher unions refusing to go to work, but they would take money because they're publicly funded. It's like, wow, it's fucking conflict of interest there, but okay. People should have learned. First wave feminism created prohibition. Yeah. Anyway, let's look at this. So every so often a television drama, look at this shit. Every so often a television drama comes along that has the power to change things. It's not that the television drama changed shit. It's that the politicians and the media is hyping this drama and you're trying to force it. If it actually did change stuff, you wouldn't need to force it. Like, you would see people talking about it. You'd see memes. Last year it was Mr. Bates versus the post office, in which the plight of sub-postmasters was rendered with such success that it actually hastened in real-world legislation to compensate them. See, this is what Britain is fucking doing. Like they're using fictional shit in order to push for legislation. I've never heard about Mr. Bates versus the post office. Did you guys hear about it? Like, there's anime more popular. And now we have Netflix Adolescent, which looks at the online radicalization of young boys by men rights activists such as Andrew Tate. Well, why doesn't Andrew Tate, which radicalizes young boys, have a situation like this happening? Right? Like, if why don't you pick a case where it happened with Andrew Tate? You can't find one, so you have to create an entire fiction and then name drop Andrew Tate. Like, why are you name dropping him? By the way, I don't even want to defend Andrew Tate. Don't even fucking like him. But like, the very fact that you have an obsession with this fucking man is mind-boggling. Last week, Keir Starmer told the Commons he had been watching the series with his family, and it portrayed an emergency and growing problem. See, this is why people think all politicians lie. He called it a documentary twice. No fucking way he watched it. Like, if you watch it, you would know it's not a documentary. Now MPs are examining ideas to address this issue with great urgency. Wow, interesting how they don't have the same energy when it's about the border, where it's a terrorist attack, like, that's fine. Part and parcel of living in the big city is what they call it. Probably shouldn't work like this. Policy decisions would ideally not hinge on the quality of an actor's performance and whether politicians manage to catch the latest Netflix series. I just want you to understand, like, this is how batshit crazy that nation is, that even The Guardian is basically saying, yeah, like, this is a little bit fucked up even for us. Like, it shouldn't work like this. Yeah, it fucking shouldn't. The issue of rising misogyny among young boys, fueled by online influencers. Well, like you can make the same argument about misogyny that's rising because of Islam, but you won't. I wonder why. How would you feel if there was like a TV show where, like a South Park episode, right? Where it would highlight the exact same shit, and then Nigel Farage watches it and then justifies why he should make policy. And the idea, it's like, okay, online misogyny because of right-wing boys. When are you going to talk about anti-Semitism that's happening on the left because of radicalizations from places like The Guardian, for instance? Like, do you remember when The Guardian published Osama bin Laden's letter? And it got, like, they had to take it down because it was trending on TikTok, right? Are they going to take accountability for that? Should the government pass legislation to crack down on the government? To crack down on The Guardian? Anyway, it's absolutely insane. I genuinely just, I don't know how anyone can read this with a straight face. Like, that's the problem. You told us about, you said some medical records got hacked in Romania and the hospital didn't care because they had room. Yeah, but that's different. That wasn't the entire nation being suspended. That was an attack on one hospital. And so they decided to hack the computers of the hospital, and all the medical records went down. And they decided to ask for ransomware. But the hospital just used the archives. They used the old medical records. What he is talking about is allegedly like 30 days where all the hospitals were shut down. I don't remember that, but because Muslims actually fight back. Well, yeah, you know, like I keep hearing Christians complaining about Britain. And I'm like, well, look, the problem is, like, if you don't have Christians, you're not going to have Christianity. People are looking at the problem wrong. They're looking at Britain and they're saying, well, you know, so many churches shut down and so many mosques are opening. And it's like, well, yeah, because you don't have Christians. Like, what do you think is going to happen? If you have, like, a church that doesn't have anyone going there and there's no charity, there's no more donations, it's going to fall in disrepair. What do you think will happen? They will sell it, right? Because they can't pay for the priest to hold the ceremony. And so, like, who's going to buy it? Well, probably Muslims, right? Now, let's look in Romania. Let's say that a church in Romania, for some reason, would fall in such high levels of disrepair that they would sell it, and it would be like a Muslim that buys it. You know what happened? You would have people from all around the country pitching in, like putting in money in order to save that church. You would have people being bussed there just to be able to do a sermon to justify why the church needs to stay open. Like, dude, I'm a Romanian, right? And so, as an atheist, like, I'm not part of the Christian faith. I'm an atheist. But when the COVID thing happened and they prevented people from worshiping on Easter, like something unprecedented, like even during the Black Death, even during the Spanish flu, they would still allow people to preach on Easter. I fucking went there with a couple of other atheist friends. And I knew what happened, you know, like, fine, you know, like, they would give you a fine if you broke the quarantine. Like, it was a $2,000 fine. I was like, you know what, fine, I'll take it. I'll fucking take it. Just give me $2,000, I'll fucking take it. I don't fucking care, I'm going there. Why? Because they're not allowing me. Why? Because it's Easter. And I even had, like, a conversation with other atheists that were from outside of Romania, and they were baffled. They didn't understand. It's like, well, hold on a little bit. Like, why are you defending the Christians? And I said, ever since I started my atheist journey, not once did I demand that the churches have to be closed. And I was pretty fucking radical. But, like, not once, not a single time did I say, yeah, we need to close down the churches. No. Like I don't understand, like, why this is even controversial. The UK police is weak. If they arrest you, it's because you let them. No, not really. Like, what they do is they come to your house. Like, they have facial recognition camera and all that shit. And eventually, like, they send cops to your house. And they send, like, 6 or 7. Don't know. The only way to stop Andrew Tate types is to offer young men a better practical alternative. But they have nothing useful to offer. It's probably my video for tomorrow. But you're absolutely right. That, like, there is nothing on the left. Like, they have Hassan Piker, I guess. Now White Lotus, that's a series people talk about. Telling you V, watch it, first show. Was excited for the next episode since Breaking Bad. I'll probably watch it. There's not that many shows going on right now. But definitely Adolescence, I wouldn't say it's a good show. And the reason I know is because I don't hear about it, right? Like, when you have a good show, everyone talks about it. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. Gonna upload the videos on my other channels. For some reason, I'm feeling like I'm going to just fall asleep. I don't know why I'm so tired lately, but I'm getting concerned. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Take care.